Childhood and Growing Up. This is for B.Ed first year, exclusively for Pondicherry University, explained by Dr. Shubha, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. Now this is Unit 10, Transfer of Learning and Developing Socio-Assessments Ability. Under this, we will be learning about transfer of learning, its types, meaning of socio-assessments, social assessment in different contexts, social assessment tools like biography, stories, observation, journal, which is portfolio, measures in group relation, genograms, and echo maps. Now, measures in group relation. Specifically, measures in group relation can be done using genograms and echo maps. Now, what is a genogram? Now, this is a tool for creating a visual display of the child's family tree. The echo map is visual display of the informal and formal systems in the child's ecology, that is the environment. When we work with the families, we begin with limited informations and little familiarity with the family's frame of reference. An echo map is a diagram often used by social workers or nurses showing the social and personal relationships of an individual with his or her environment. Echo maps were developed in 1975 by Anne Hartman, who is also credited with creating a genogram. Now, what's a genogram? Now, genogram is a child's family tree. That is, we need to understand who are the parents, what the parents are doing, who are the grandparents, whether he's a doctor or engineer, and what's his family tree, and which clade he is belonging to, and whether the parent is having diabetics. So, whether he has any sibling, and siblings are boys or girls. So, the family tree through visual display. This is known as genogram. Now, what is echo map? Echo map will also have the society, the community in which the child is living. The child goes to temple or church. So, that also, how the church is influencing the child, who the child meets every time in the church, the father, the priest. So, likewise, so genogram is only concerned with the family, the first circle, but echo map is the second circle also, the community and other things. A genogram can contain a wealth of information on the families represented. It will not only show the names of the people who belong to a family lineage, but how these relatives relate to each other. So, let's suppose we are making a genogram about a person called Paul and his wife Lily. So, they have 3 children. But the eldest child was sent to boarding school. Their middle child is always in conflict with the mother. So, they don't get along with each other. The youngest have some juvenile diabetes. So, Paul is suffering from depression and he is an alcoholic and he is a philosopher. And Lily, the wife, has not spoken to her brother for years and she has breast cancer, has a history of quitting her jobs. So, all these informations we can see in the genogram. Now, like a flow chart, to draw a genogram, we have to have symbols. Now, what are the symbols? Male, it's a square. For female, it's a circle. If we don't know the gender, it's a question mark. Pet means it's a rhombus. Adopted child. So, this is like that. Foster child. Now, what's the difference between adopted child and foster child? Adopted child means you are adopting and you are keeping him with it. But in the East, the foster child, that concept is not there. Whereas in the West, in the US and all, in any family, if the parents are not showing love to the child, and if the child is complaining to the police, or if the police is observing that the child is ill-treated in the house, not well treated, then they will remove the child. They will take away the child from the house and they will give it to some other parents. So, foster parents they call. So, for some time they will be with the foster parents. For these foster parents, the government will pay to raise the children. So this is foster child. Now pregnancy, miscarriage, abortion. So these are the symbols for death. And for twins, identical twins. So these are the genogram symbols. So this is structurally similar to a family tree, but serves a very different purpose. This includes information about relationships and interactions between family members, whether they like each other, they don't like each other, while a family tree only depicts the lineage. But here you can see the emotions and the feelings also. Every generation's families pass a piece of themselves to their kin. The culture and the heritage and everything will be passed on to the next generation. The things that are passed down can be beautiful. Stories, culture, knowledge and belongings, the house and the properties. They can be mostly insignificant also. Green eyes from one's grandfather. Genograms provide a way for us to examine these patterns. They bring a family's strengths and weaknesses out into the open. They set the foundation of nurturing generational strengths and overcoming weakness. This is just for you to understand. Emotional relationships, legends. So these are the symbols which we can use in genogram. Again the genogram symbol, women, men, household head, married in years. So how many years can be there in the line? Children. So how many children they have? 3 children. Conflicting relationships means they don't get along with each other. They want to have a divorce. And they are divorced. So it's like that. Divorced, but the man is having custody of the son. And this is very close relationship, not marriage. So death, all this, respondent. So these are the symbols of genogram. Genograms fit in naturally during the assessment portion of the treatment. Not only can genograms provide great information about your client or about your child, they can also inform you about family history, mental illness, which can give you insight into possible diagnosis. Even in the medical field, they use genograms. During family therapy, in clinical psychology, we use genograms and echo map. In family therapy, genogram can also be used as a way to measure progress. Completing genograms of various points throughout the treatment may help you and your clients see when and where there have been improvements of relationships or improvements to relationships. Now this is again the symbols. So I want you to have a look at it. Casual relationship and marriage, temporary sexual relationship or committed, normal. So indifferent, distant, sexual abuse, neglect. So these are the symbols. So there are symbols for each and every situation. Genograms, they provide a historical picture of the family and the links across and between generations, but echo maps locate the family in their current social context. They provide a visual map of the family's connections to the external world. They give a comprehensive picture of the family dynamics, the relationships that are nurturing or conflictual. Each individual family member's connections to social support system, housing support, income support, that is to which bank they go, to which church they go, to which temple they go, to which school they go, to which office they go, the counseling and justice program, if at all they are going to court, and the quality of these connections to everything about that family and the family's connections with the society will be depicted in the echo map. Each individual family member's connections to their community, their friends, neighbors, sports clubs, spiritual influences, whether they are going to Isha, yoga or art of living, and the quality of these connections. Co-maps are a visual maps of a family's connections to the external world. They provide a useful tool for assessment of a family, social and community relationships and highlight the quality of these connections It can be particularly useful in working with migrant and refugee families to get a detailed picture of their social and family relationships, and to map areas of isolations or disconnections that may need to be addressed. Means, if you find a child is not so good and having mood swings and having many problems, then you have to make a genogram or an echo map, and you need to find out from where the child is getting a negative influence, and that can be isolated or disconnected from the child's family. So you need to talk to them that this particular area has to have concern, and they are inserting or negative influence over this child. So to understand this, even in psychology, that is clinical psychologists, they use this. Even in medical field it is being used, and as a teacher we should know about this so that we can also use, because now we have lots of problems, adolescent problems, and children are always under stress. So we need to know, and because that's why we are reading psychology. Okay, thanks. Now this is the picture, the family, and the Lions Club, brother, daughter, son, and grandparents, neighbor, workmate and sister, golf partner. So the society and the other community who is connected with this family. Like genogram, we have standard echo map symbols also, like positive, system A and system B, positive relationship. So system A and system B are positive, and tenuous, tension is prevailing. So system F and system G, there is a weak relationship, and stressful. So where stressful here? System B and system C, there is a stressful relationship. Maybe the family and the grandparents. So the family and the in-laws, the family and maybe the uncle. So there is a stressful relationship. Now the arrows are showing energy flow from one system. System A is giving energy to system B, maybe supporting. But here stress on both the sides, B and C, both the sides stress. Now system C and system H. So the system C is exerting stress on system H, but system H has a positive approach to system C. Now what are these systems? Systems can be church or family or the club or the school, any community. Okay. Now the positive energy is being shared between system E and F, but also they are stressful. And system B and system G receiving stress and positive energy from system G. So can you understand? Now these are the echo map symbols. Now what are the importance of genogram and echo map? So we can assess the group dynamics of a person, of a child, and which is very important for a teacher to understand and to